GOAT is the newest Sony Pictures animated movie where we follow a little goat named Will who is determined to play Warball and prove to the world and himself that Smalls can ball. Hello everybody, I am the Movie Tin. Let's discuss GOAT. Early, because there was early screenings near me. But I still feel special, so let's go. Also, excuse my voice, I am quite sick. Now, before seeing this movie, I was incredibly excited because Sony's animation track record with the Spider-Verse movies and K-pop Demon Hunters is very good, which I have not seen K-pop Demon Hunters, but I have heard it's great. So with the ball knowledge of Sony animation, I was hyped to see what they cooked up. Now granted, the trailers did not wow me, but I still held out hope. Now after having watched it, I'm kind of on the fence. Before you all get mad, I still found it to be enjoyable and the story was heartfelt and emotional, but I was kind of let down in some areas. But before I get into what I didn't enjoy, let me tell you what I did enjoy. First off, and this should go without saying, the animation is amazing and beautiful to look at. This should not be a surprise because Sony's animation doesn't miss, and GOAT is no different. Secondly, I found most of the characters interesting and fun. I say most and not all, because there are some characters mainly there to crack jokes and it got old pretty quick. But our main character, Will, I found to be very investing, and he was someone you actually really want to see succeed, which some movies can miss with their main characters, but Will and his motivations were great and investing. Another character I really enjoyed was Jet, who the trailers make out to be a kind of antagonist to Will, but when you watch the movie, even if you don't agree with what she does, which I don't, but you can see why she would act the way she did in her position. Continuing on with my positives here, the emotional parts of the movie actually worked. Now, I wasn't tearing up or anything, but Will's backstory and the reason he wants to actually do this is kind of heartbreaking. Another thing is the voice acting. Everyone did a great job, and there was parts where I actually didn't know it was a celebrity until the end credits. There was two people in particular who I saw in the credits, and I was shocked. Now let's get on to the negatives. Starting off, the humor in this just wasn't funny. Yes, there was some kids laughing at some parts in the screening I was at. So some of the jokes are clearly for them. But there's a lot of times where there was a joke cracked and no one laughed. Like, who's just dead silent. Like, comparing the humor in this to the Spider-Verse movies, there's a really big difference. And there was like one joke in this I laughed at. And I'm not exaggerating. One joke that I can think of that I laughed at. And it was the only joke someone of any age could enjoy. The jokes just didn't land. At least there was no brain rot though, so that's good. Another negative is the lack of real action. I went into this expecting some great basketball action sequences, but the scenes we did get off the basketball were very short. Incredibly cool scenes, but very short and scarce. Though this can be seen as a good thing because it means a character-driven story, which I get, but I would have liked a bit more basketball scenes, especially with the final match. Another negative that I admit is piggybacking off the humor one, was that there was one character in the movie called Mondo, and I wish this character was completely cut out altogether. It was a character clearly meant to just make jokes, but even the kids in my theater were not laughing at him because he was just so unfunny. He brought the movie down for me. Nick Kroll, I love you, but this time just wasn't it. Overall, GOAT isn't an amazing movie, but it is enjoyable. I'll give it a 6.5 out of 10, but that could go up after a rewatch, which has happened with me before. I guess now I have to go watch K-pop Demon Hunters and see if all the buzz around that is true. Speaking of buzz, I do think GOAT will be heavily liked by most people, but everyone has opinions, and if you love the movie, I will be very happy for you. I just didn't love it. I thought it was enjoyable at most. But that's all I have to say about GOAT, so let me know in the comments what you guys think of it. Leave a like and subscribe while you're down there if you feel like it. And I'll see you all in the next one. Bye-bye.